2.06 billion. Now that's not dollars, it's not people. That number you're looking at, well, it represents a weapon.
Yep, that's how many times a single song has been streamed, just willed into existence. But look, this isn't just another story about some viral hit. No. This is about a corporate takeover being engineered right now, in the shadows, and it's being powered by every single one of those streams.
So, what you're about to see is the anatomy of that power play. One that's cleverly disguised as a simple pop song. It's a financial event that we're calling the $100 million apartment.
You know, most people just see the fun viral dance challenge on TikTok, right? But what they don't see, what's happening just beneath the surface, is the massive financial crisis it's fueling inside one of music's biggest, most powerful empires.
And that right there leads us to the central question of this entire thing. The question we're here to answer. How on earth did a simple drinking game song become a financial weapon so powerful it could actually bring an entire dynasty to its knees?
All right, let's dive right in. The first move on the chessboard, the historic heist. Because you have to understand, in this world, the most valuable assets, they're not stolen in the dead of night. They're won right out in the open on the world stage.
And like one industry analyst said, and this is key, this was never just about winning a trophy. This was a calculated market takeover.
So picture this, early 2026. APT does something that's literally never been done before. It becomes the first K-pop song in history to snag a Brit Award for International Song of the Year. Now, this wasn't just some nice cultural moment, this was a full-blown commercial invasion. We're talking over 18 million streams in the UK in its first week alone. And here's the real takeaway. This proved that K-pop wasn't a niche thing anymore. It was the new blueprint, the new mainstream. But you see, that shiny trophy, that was just the key. Now, let's use it to unlock the financial fortress that this whole thing was built to protect.
Okay, let's talk real numbers. The estimated gross revenue from this one single song is $100 million. And you have to understand, that's not just a big paycheck. That is empire building and potentially empire breaking capital. But what's really insane here is the sheer speed of it all. I mean, look at this, 100 million Spotify streams in just 7 days. Then it hits 1 billion YouTube views in only 105 days, one of the fastest to ever do it. And before you know it, by the end of 2025, the official Global Music Authority, the IFPI, they just go ahead and crown it the biggest selling single on the entire planet. This isn't just success, people. This is financial dominance at a speed we've almost never seen before. And just look at the raw scale of this operation. We're talking over 2 billion views on YouTube, 1.5 billion plus streams on Spotify. And let's be clear, these are not just vanity metrics to brag about. These are direct revenue streams constantly feeding a financial engine that is running 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So you'd think an engine this powerful must have been built by some massive corporation, right? Wrong. It was built by 2 individuals. This is truly a tale of 2 moguls. Okay, on one side of the chessboard, you've got ROSÉ, the new powerhouse. She's masterfully transformed herself from a K-pop idol into a completely independent financial force. And on the other side, you have Bruno Mars, the veteran titan. This guy's a seasoned mogul, a pro, with a massive portfolio built on monster tours and really smart strategic ownership. Let's just put their financial structures side by side for a second. You have Bruno Mars, an absolute titan with a net worth of $175 million, with his power anchored by a tour that grossed over $367 million. Insane. Then you have ROSÉ. Her YouTube channel alone pulls in an estimated $8.2 million a year, and that's while she's busy acquiring major real estate in LA and Seoul. And here's the thing you have to get. They're not just artists anymore. They are fully self-contained financial empires.
But the meteoric rise of these 2 solo empires, well, it was really just a mask. Because behind all of that glittering success, an old kingdom was quietly beginning to crumble.
And to understand this crisis, you first need to understand the kingdom we're talking about, YG Entertainment. Now, for decades, this has been one of South Korea's absolute legacy labels, the historical powerhouse that literally built the global phenomenon known as Blackpink.
But here's the secret they really didn't want anyone to find out. While the Korean stock market, the Kospi, was soaring to new heights,
Insiders started to whisper. They said that for the first time in its legendary history, the mighty YG Entertainment was facing an annual operating loss, a deficit. And the reason? Well, it was a dangerous over-reliance on one single asset, Blackpink. And as the members started to focus on their own solo careers, the kingdom's finances, they just started to fall apart.
And this right here is why all of this matters. The power dynamic has completely 100% flipped. The four members of Blackpink have each built their own solo empires. They don't need YG Entertainment anymore to thrive. In fact, it's the other way around now. YG needs them just to survive.
In all of this, every single move we've talked about, it all leads to one inevitable place. The 2026 power play, the standoff.
So let's just quickly recap the chain of events. Step 1. APT achieves total global domination, becoming the biggest single on the planet. Step 2. ROSÉ, Jennie, Lisa, and Jisoo all establish their own independent financial power. Step 3. The old kingdom, YG, suddenly finds itself in deep financial trouble. And all of that leads to the final step, the ultimatum, the Blackpink group contract renewal, which is fast approaching in the summer of 2026.
So this standoff has left the entire industry, the entire world really, asking two massive questions. First, is ROSÉ, on the back of this one incredible song, now the most powerful woman in music? And maybe even more importantly, will the Blackpink dynasty ever sign with YG Entertainment again?
At the end of the day, it all boils down to one simple, provocative question. Who needs who more?
Thanks for watching Media GenX. If you liked this story, show some love with a like, subscribe for future updates, and share it around. Until the next headline.